All right, so today I did a push day. I woke up today feeling a little bit under the weather, which kind of explains my lack of energy from yesterday. Also, the 2-a-day workouts, it doesn't exactly, it harms the immune system, having all this stress on the body. So I sound a little bit raspy, but that's all right. So today it was a push day, and I said to myself I was going to go easy on the front squat, but I really didn't want to. I did 225 for 8 reps. I worked my way up there, and I really I don't know. I did 185, and I thought it's not putting enough stress on my body. And I was tempted to go up to 275, but I knew that was pretty much my limit, especially if I'm doing 8 reps. I've been really liking the 8 reps as of lately. And I think that's a pretty good lower end of the high rep amount of work I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do high rep work, not so much of the 3 reps or 5 reps, which is a good rep range for strength building. But I also want to get a lot of that slow twitch muscle fiber going. I'm really trying to get the stamina for specific goals that I'm training for. I also did one exercise that I usually do with 2 arms, the shoulder press, dumbbell shoulder press. Instead of doing it with 2 arms, which I usually do pretty much the entire time I've been doing this, I did it with 1 arm today. And I feel like I got a little bit more activation, a little bit more muscle recruitment out of it. But the real reason why I was doing it is because I was looking at my arms, and I could easily tell that one was larger than the other, my right arm. Wow, this is very sus looking at Carlos from this angle. Looks like I'm about to hit him in the face with a barbell. Anyway, yeah, Carlos gets an appearance again today. So I feel like I was able to get more muscle recruitment using the 1 arm instead of the 2 arm. It did take a little bit longer, which I'm not a big fan of, but I had a little bit of time to spare today. So yeah, I went for the 1 arm instead of the 2 arm, and I definitely felt the muscle difference in my left arm. You'll see it at the end. The last set that I do, I failed with my left arm, and I was able to do it just fine with my right arm. A little bit of struggle, but I completely failed at rep number 18, 19. But you'll see that when I get there. The front squat itself actually felt really good. Again, I didn't have any pain in my hip when I was doing them. I was feeling a little bit more flexible today than I was yesterday, so I was able to get a little bit lower, although some of these reps are a little bit questionable. As far as my flexibility goes, I do think that I'm getting a little stiff again. Not being able to move as well as I was once before. But these 225 for 8 reps on the front, they actually pushed me pretty good, pretty close to failure, which I haven't really, usually when I'm doing front squats, my limiting factor wasn't my legs. It was usually my arms. My arms couldn't even hold up the weight anymore. And while I certainly was struggling to maintain an upright posture, the bar kind of fell a little bit forward on my shoulders. I think you can see in some of these later reps, you can see me you see me falling forward. It's what it looks like, and I have to manually adjust myself coming back. Certainly there's still that prevalent, and a little bit of form breakdown by the end. It was actually my legs that didn't allow me to go any further. I'm sure I could have done maybe 1 or 2 more reps. I left in the tank, but I mean, not much more. So for that reason, I felt pretty good. I pushed myself pretty well today, especially considering that I don't feel good right now. I definitely feel it in my throat. I think I'm at the beginning stage, of sickness. We'll see how I feel tomorrow and the day after. But I feel like I was able to get a really good squatting in with my front squats today. Yeah. So that was it for, you can see that slow walk back on that last set. Definitely feeling it. So you could definitely tell that I was pushing myself to the limit, to my limit. That was all for the front squat. I also hit the bench. I've been able to make a decent amount of progress. You know, I was able that 225 bench I was pretty proud of a couple weeks ago. And I'm maintaining the 185. I'm doing those sets for 8. Eventually I'll move up to 205. And, well, I don't think I'll be able to do a set of 8 there. I think I can do like a set of 5. Like 3 or 4 sets of 5, which I think would be good. But I'm still at the 185 as my working set. So, yeah. My form definitely broke down. I've been trying to maintain a good bar path, you know, where I bring the bar superior on the way up. You know, I bring it down to my chest, and then on the way up, I push it kind of closer to my head before I start pushing it out towards like, you know, they extend my arms. So, you know, on these, you know, if I drew a line, it would look like an oval if I track the bar path, as opposed to just like a straight line up and down. So I thought that I was doing an okay job, but by the end I was pretty much at risk of failure. I think on the last one I only did 7 reps instead of 8, which, you know, it is what it is. I didn't want to fail. I didn't want to, I don't know. I just didn't want to risk hurting Carlos, even though I'm pretty sure I could have failed. But, you know, in all truthfulness, I probably should have, when I'm getting to my working set, have him sit somewhere else. I don't really care about the equipment. If I break the equipment, I break the equipment. But Carlos, now that, you know, I would be heartbroken. But I did feel pretty good. I felt a good chest pump right now. And feel pretty good with what I was able to do. Was able to get a good working set. These 3 sets of 8 with the 185 I thought were really good. Yeah, so you can see that I guess that first one was tough, but the rest of them are actually pretty good as far as my bar path goes. Yeah, I feel like I've been doing really good with the bench. I don't have any shoulder pain. I think I got a little bit of shoulder pain maybe a few months ago. Yeah, you can see there's a little bit of form breakdown on that last set. It looked more like a straight line than an oval if you follow the bar path. Carlos there, looking all cute. Anyway, yeah, I've been able to make pretty decent progress with my bench, and haven't like had a whole lot of shoulder pain or any other like impingements. I will say I also I was trying to get my butt off the bar. You kind of can't see it because my shirt's falling down and covering it, but I actually do take my butt off the bench. I'm like pushing with my legs, and yeah, my butt is in the air, which is something that I usually don't do. It actually really hurt my lower back. I've been having those back problems that I've been talking about, and doing these, like pushing off the floor to put my butt in the air, while it does get me like in a more advantageous position for pushing, be able to recruit a lot more of the lower fibers in the pecs, getting a little bit more arm activation, it really hurt my lower back and made me realize how poor my flexibility is, which is quite poor. My back flexibility is just, I don't know. It's something that I really need to work on. Yeah, so this is the last set. You can kind of tell the form breakdown's definitely there. I'm not pushing it over my head anymore. This is just like a straight line up and down. That one's okay, but you can basically see what I'm saying. As I got more tired, I just really couldn't get the form right, and that's only 7 reps. So, I was pushing myself, which feels good, but, you know, we'll see how I feel tomorrow. Anyway, here it is. The one arm dumbbell press. I forgot to change the camera angle. On the last set, I changed the camera angle so you can see the full all the way up. But yeah, mostly I was pushing with one arm. I put my opposite arm on my stomach. I try to maintain the shoulder, like neutral shoulder position, like not having one arm dipped to the side. And this definitely isn't the best camera angle to go over my form. But I fixed it on the third set. I remembered to change the camera angle. And yeah, I mean, I was definitely like really felt my muscle imbalances doing this one arm versus two arms. So I think that the fact that it's probably something I'm going to continue with going forward, using one arm instead of two arms, just so that I can like get a little bit, address the muscle imbalance at least a little bit. With my activities of daily living, like as I go about my life and do things, I'm right hand dominant. And you know, those things I'm not going to adjust. I'm not going to start brushing my teeth with my left arm or opening doors with my left arm. I mean, anyway, you get what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to really adjust like how I go about my life, but when it comes to lifting, doing one arm at a time is at least one good way to adjust this pretty bad muscle imbalance that I have. Like when I look in the mirror, I'm like, dang, one arm really is bigger than the other, noticeably. And when I lift, I say I'm doing 2 arms dumbbell pressing. My core probably is adjusted to compensate the fact that my right arm is stronger than my left arm. So I'm using like momentum and my core and all this stuff so that my left arm doesn't have to work as hard as my right arm, and just contributing to further muscle imbalances. At least that's what I think. I'm not an exercise scientist, so exercise scientist, let me know. But as far as my lifting goes, I'm definitely going to be a lot more cognizant of using one arm exercises instead of 2. And like in general too, when I'm doing single leg squats, like those single leg squats are, I'm able to do a lot more pushing with one leg than I can with 2. Because I'm just like, it's less like a nervous system fatigue, I guess. Like I'm able to focus a lot more on using one leg versus when I'm doing 2. It becomes a little bit more difficult to push. Anyway, this is the camera angle change, so you can finally see my arm get all the way up. Unfortunately, on my third rep of my third set, I'm feeling pretty exhausted at this point. And my form definitely breaks down. Even with my right arm, it's not great. I'm not controlling the weight on the way down like how I was in the other ones. And I'm sure like my shoulder's dipping, so my right arm is up above my left arm. But you're gonna definitely see it when I get to the left arm. I'm like straight up failing. So yeah, definitely the eye-opening experience. One arm over the other. And yeah, that's all I really have. Tomorrow is back day. Yeah, here you go. Now you can really see it. Yeah, I'm not getting up as high anymore. And failure. All right, well, that's all. I'll see you guys tomorrow.